Hi guys, I'm going to be carrying on our series today looking at characters of Christmas, and the character I'm going to be looking at is Joseph. Before I jump into looking at Joseph, I've been looking at some Advent devotionals recently, and I stumbled across one just a couple of hours ago that I found fascinating, highlighting some of the intricate, fine details of the Christmas story. For example, I learnt that Bethlehem translates as the house of bread. So you've got Bethel, the house of God, and Lahem, which translates as bread. So what better and more meaningful place for Jesus, who we call the bread of life, to be born? Another insane one that I found out was that for centuries before Jesus was born, the sacrificial lambs, the sacrificial Passover lambs, sorry, were bred in Bethlehem and then led to Jerusalem to be sacrificed, just like Jesus was born in Bethlehem and went to Jerusalem to be our ultimate and final sacrifice. So from this, I was learning more and more just how perfect the Christmas story is and how everything was planned out so perfectly. Which then kind of when I was thinking about Joseph, kind of thought, okay, well, if everything is planned out so perfectly, Joseph clearly wasn't in the right place at the right time. So what was it about Joseph that made him the man to raise or to be the earthly father and raise the son of God? So scripture doesn't tell us a great deal about Joseph, but I think it tells us what we need to know. First of all, he was a kind man before he realised what was actually going on in the grand scheme of things. When he found out Mary was pregnant, he planned to divorce her quietly instead of publicly. He was also a man who was obedient to God. An angel appeared to him in a dream 3 times, and each time there was instant obedience, no question about it, instant obedience. And with such an intricately planned event, like we discussed earlier, with an event that took hundreds of years to come into fruition and was planned down to the nth detail, all that God required from Joseph, the earthly father of Jesus, was simple. It was obedience to him and a kind heart. And I find that incredibly comforting that, like I said, in this story, which is absolutely perfect to the finest of details, the man who was to raise Jesus, all that was required was simple. It was just obedience to God and a kind and loving heart.